as well. That is what we are leaning into, and we are so grateful to have examples by the Sanghees and Esquimalt nations to follow. So that as we come together to live life lovingly, that we remember that we are part of this incredible evolution of understanding, of compassion, of coming together, of healing wounds, and of co-creating something new together. Aisha. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to move into our first meditative tune, and then if someone hasn't been here before for a long time, we're going to move right into a first prayer after that. So even though we really love and appreciate Bob and his playing, I ask you to not applaud after this song. But feel free to sing along. In every fiber of every being, that is the very activation and animation of every single cell, system, and organ, the enthusiasm of every molecule, atom, and interspace in between. I am so grateful to feel that love, that beautiful, highest vibration, present in, through, and as everyone and everything, right here, right now. And so feeling the love, feeling the friendship, feeling the community, feeling the evolution of this community and collective known as the Victoria Truth Center. I'm so grateful to know that love is all there is, that it is the anchor, it is the impulsion, it is the infusion, it is the guide for every single breath, thought, word, and action step of every single member present and everyone on their way. So as we continue into the coming moments and hours and days and week ahead, as we continue into the rest of our time together, I know that there is that in each and every individual present, each and every individual online, everyone and everything that is, was, and ever will be, that is pure love expressing right here, right now, and always. So in gratitude, in reverence, in celebration, I release my word as long, knowing that love is all there is, and that everyone and everything knows that they are that. So I release, I let go, and I bask in the beautiful, brilliant, joyful, loving flow, as together we say, and so it is. Okay, so just taking a moment to transition from prayer to our monthly theme. And so if you haven't been with us before, or it's been some time, we have a monthly theme. We have a yearly theme. There's always more in 2024, but every month we tune into a new theme. And this month, we're talking about rising above. And that continues to be inspiration coming from this book, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender by David Hawkins. And so last month, the theme was letting go, and the last talk I did of the month ended up being rising above. And I love this idea of the higher balloons and everything they have to let go of in order to keep rising, to let go of whatever it is that's going on down here that can keep them anchored to the ground and where there's so much congestion. And as they let go and loosen the strings and start to soar up and up and up, there's this freedom and spaciousness that we get to experience. And that's just like us. So the affirmation is, in letting go, I rise above. And you know what? Because we have a very full house today, I'm going to invite everybody to stand up. I want you to take a look at that affirmation, and letting go, I rise above. And we're going to affirm it together. Affirm it together as love, as God, as spirit, as source, as that infinite expanse of universe in action. So whatever it is that is calling to you there, whatever it is that is settling in your bones, I invite you to really tune into that now. Place your feet firmly on the ground, kind of like Superman pose, chest up. We're going to take a deep breath in, and then we're going to declare this together. So let your breath out. And here we go all together. In letting go, I rise above. Stellar. Okay, go ahead and sit down. All right, so now is the time in our time together where we get to hear what rising above or letting go is looking like for someone, whether it's been all month or something that's happening in the moment right now. So who would like to do a quick share? So this is just sharing, this isn't a conversation, we'll have time for that later. So who would like to share something that's coming up for them, whether it's about rising above or letting go? Just need to raise your hand. And I know someone has something they want to share. So many people just look like a goof up here, waiting for you guys to say something. Well, we can. Oh, look at Bonnie.
So I'm letting go of a lot of stuff that just keeps coming up, and like that, like whether it's body aches or different things, and I'm really rising above that to be everything that I can be.
Beautiful. Letting go of body aches and things that aren't serving you, things that don't feel good, so that you can be all you can be. Love it. Thank you. I'm doing some of that myself. I can relate. There were two hands. Jeremy had a hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started a new job recently, and the new job brings new challenges, and I find myself stuck in a challenge sometimes, but I find that keeping the mantra of letting go and rising above the challenge creates this sense of, oh, it's all good, it's just a challenge, it's just something that I can move above and learn to grow from, as opposed to being stuck in how difficult the job is.
Awesome.
Yeah, rising above.
Rising above. It sounds like just a shift in perspective, giving something a slightly different meaning, instead of being stuck, like you said, something you can rise above. Awesome. Congratulations. Thank you. Ari?
I mean, it's kind of the same. This week I had like a couple of challenges at work, and I was so caught into the moment and the problem and how to solve it. And actually, I couldn't think of anything to solve it until I actually stopped and watched it like from above, trying to like feel those balloons, you know, above the whole situation. And just looking at my life, because it's not only about that problem. A job is just a job at the end of the day. But when you can see it from above, then actually it can give you perspective. And actually that gave me the solution that I needed just for that moment. And I was like, oh yeah, I was worrying about all these little things. And if I just see them from above, it's not that important. And it's so easy, or I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. It just gets solved somehow, Like, letting it go, it just makes it flow,
Beautiful. So what I'm hearing is that another sort of shift in perspective, but this time you're zooming out to see the bigger picture rather than really hone in on the details, looking at the bigger picture, realizing that these tiny details maybe not so important right now. But what I'm also hearing is that there's trust and faith. That as you let go, that there's something in you that knows it's all going to be okay. All right, thank you. Okay, one more chair. The lady with the pink hair.
There's a poet and author named Brianna Weiss, and she wrote a very important book called Ceremony. And for our 5-year anniversary, my husband bought me her first book called Salt Water. And in it, I was reading some poetry in bed yesterday as we were sipping our morning tea. And we came to this page that we both paused on and talked about for some time. And it's quite simple. It simply said, letting go is not releasing. It is allowing what already is.
Yes. Thank you. There's a little bit of in my talk. Right on. Love it. All right. Fantastic. Thank you very much for everyone for contributing to our time together today. So we're going to keep moving along, and we're going to have some more music from Bob. Bob, do you want to tell everyone what you've chosen and why?
Well, because the center of us is God, and we have God within us. So this is to make you reflect and think about what is happening for you and how that all ties in together personally for yourself. This is a very old, familiar piece, and I hope it will help you reflect. I'm going to see if you can figure out what it is.
And the last question is, do you know how great you are? Do you know how great thou art? Hmm? Yeah, thank you for that question, for that prompt, for that reminder. Okay, so all month long, last month, and so far this month, as I mentioned, we have been moving up the map of consciousness with David Hawkins. Is there anyone here that's not familiar with David Hawkins that hasn't read anything of his? Just a couple of people. Okay. Definitely worth looking into. This is the last book that he wrote in came out in 2012, and that's the year that he died. And since there are people who aren't familiar with him, I'm just going to read what's on the back of the book here about him. So he was the director of the Institute for Spiritual Research, Inc., and founder of the Path of Devotional Non-Duality. He was renowned as a pioneer and researcher in the field of consciousness, as well as author, lecturer, clinician, physician, and scientist. He served as an advisor to Catholic, Protestant, and Buddhist monasteries, appeared on major network television and radio programs, and lectured widely at such places as Westminster Abbey, the Oxford Forum, the University of Notre Dame, and Harvard University. People from all walks of life and nationalities honor Dr. Hawkins as a teacher of advanced awareness, exemplified in the title, Foremost Teacher of the Way to Enlightenment. His life was devoted to the upliftment of mankind until his death in 2012. So he's got some amazing books out there. Eye of the I is one of them, Power versus Force is another one, and all of his books and materials include this map of consciousness, which I'm going to show you in just a moment, which we cannot put online. So what we have been doing is we have been moving up this map from lower vibration emotions up to higher vibration emotions. And this whole book is his one book that kind of gives a technique on how to do that. And basically the technique is all about letting go. And so at the beginning, he asks us to not identify with our emotions. So kind of like what we teach in New Thought. I am not my thoughts, I am not my beliefs, I am not my feelings. I am the thinker, I am the believer, I am the thing that is doing the feeling. Okay, so we're detaching ourselves from our feelings. The other thing that he suggests is that if we are in a state of negativity or we're feeling feelings that feel, whether it's about ourselves or someone else or a situation, to give something a new context or a new meaning. And just a tiny shift in perspective, feeling stuck in something versus rising above, or pulling out and seeing something from a broader point of view rather than getting stuck in the minutiae of the details. Just a tiny shift in context can allow us to let go of the negativity that we're experiencing so that we can move forward in life, okay? And basically the entire book, as we move up this map of consciousness, as we move up vibrationally and stop with feeling so constricted and like the world is happening to us and we're victims of everyone and everything, to we are infinite expanse of universe in action. We are God expressing, manifesting, showing up every moment of every day, and so is everybody else. That's the journey. And all that we need to do is to let go of this idea that we are not that. That we are not our feelings, that we are not our beliefs, that we are not our thoughts, that we are not the circumstances that are going on, that we are not the stories that we tell about ourselves or anyone else, that we are this incredible, amazing, infinitely potential creativity and dynamism and vitality and vibrancy that is expressing all the time. Whether we're doing so consciously or not, it's happening. So what our work is to move up this map of consciousness is to become more aware that that's what we are. And as we become more aware, we get less caught up in the problems, in the stuckness, in the challenges, in the arguments, in the things going on inside, in the things whirling and swirling around us. Okay? So this is the map of consciousness. And he's been moving from chapter to chapter up this map. So today, we're at the level of acceptance, which is past the neutral level, so we're already vibrating higher in acceptance. By now, we have let go of those lower vibrations of shame and guilt and apathy and grief. We have moved out of beliefs like, I can't, I don't know how, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve it, to, I can. And even if I'm afraid, I'm going to give it a go anyway, because I trust and I know that whatever information I require, whatever resources, time, energy, money, wisdom, it's all within, all the time. All I need to do is stop focusing out here, which doesn't mean you don't attend to stuff, but stop focusing on this and turn within. And so at the level of acceptance, what he's showing is that the God view is merciful, that the life view is harmonious, and that the emotion that we can really, really lean into at this point is forgiveness. Okay, there are many quotes out there that have been attributed to different people, many variations on the theme, one of them to Nelson Mandela, that talks about how holding on to resentment and anger is like taking poison, but expecting the other person to die. Right? How does that work? No, not so much. So here, we're at forgiveness. We're letting go. We have let go of so much that we can forgive pretty much everything. We can forgive pretty much anyone, including ourselves. Because no matter what is going on, no matter how pissed off we are at someone, no matter how challenging a situation, no matter the hardship that is going on, we are equal to whatever it is that we're attracting into our life. Okay? And sometimes it sucks, but we are equal to that. Yet at this level, it is so much quicker for us to move into forgiveness, to let go of all of the things that are keeping us angry or blaming or shaming or like, it's their fault, they're doing this to me. And we remember that I am God and so are they. I am love and so are they. That at the root of whatever it is that is going on here, even if it looks like something else completely different at the time, there is only love. So a quote from this chapter is, on the level of acceptance, because of the major change in the way we perceive others, we now become aware of the inner innocence behind the frantic, fear-driven struggles that have obscured it in ourselves and in our neighbors, friends, and family. I think I've said this before, but one of the first things that I was sort of shown or come to realize when I started on my spiritual studies journey was, what is mine to do here? You know, instead of really, and I still get angry, believe me, there was a lot of work I was doing yesterday. But when there is something challenging going on, when there is someone or something that I am challenged by, I can still get mad. I can still get frustrated. I can still get really pissed off at whatever is going on. But I also know that I attracted this situation into my life. I attracted this person into my life. And so if I want to have a different experience, I'm not going to sit around and wait for them to change their behavior, to change their thinking, to change whatever it is that's going on. If I want to have a different experience, the onus is on me. I'm the one who's responsible for how I'm showing up in this experience. And that's what he's saying here. He's saying that the hallmark of this state is the taking of responsibility for our own consciousness. This is total new thought, guys. Whether it's science of mind or unity or divine science or even something that, doesn't fall under that big umbrella. Joe Dispenza, Greg Brady, Louise Hay.
Authentic relating practice number 4, own your experience.
There you go. There's so many different ways that you can say it. So many things that, different ways that it can mean something to us. This is about us taking responsibility for our thoughts, for our actions, for our feelings, for our experiences. It's not always easy, But that's the choice we get to make. Now, yesterday I had the amazing experience of being part of two very super cool things. The first thing in the morning, I got to facilitate a visioning for a group that my husband Glenn and I are a part of. It's called the Abundant Good Journey. We meet every month, once on a Saturday. Our friend Dr. Joselito has some kind of theme. He guides us through it. We might have some breakout rooms, do some exercises, some meditating, some prayer. And it's just a really lovely time to get together, to up-level with a beautiful community that is growing. And so what he wanted was, because he can feel that there is something that is ready to be birthed, there's something that already exists, this vision already exists, he wanted to do a visioning, a la Michael Bernard Beckwith from the Agape Center in Los Angeles. And so he wanted to participate in it, which meant someone else had to facilitate. So he asked if I would be interested. I said, of course, I love doing visionings, because then this is something that allows people to get in tune with these incredible, amazing, infinite possibilities that already exist by letting go of all preconceived notions, letting go of anything that we have thought or known or experienced up until now, and simply opening up to the unknown, a la Joe Dispenza. Opening up to that infinite potentiality of the quantum field. Opening up to what is possible, not yet experienced. Knowing that that vision already exists, but during the visioning, there's work that we need to do. And during the visioning, there are questions that we are asked. In order to realize the highest vision, whatever it is, what must I embrace? What must I release? What must I become? And then there's some other stuff. And a couple of years ago, when I was doing the release one, it dawned on me, release has two meanings. It's not just about letting go, it's about letting. It's about releasing whatever it is that is already within you, that is just ready to burst forth with this incredible, amazing enthusiasm and creativity. It already exists. But we put things and get stuck and anchor ourselves, and I know better and I know how, and I'm going to tell God how I'm going to do it. No, we got to let go and open up. Because you know what? There could be an easier way to do it. There could be a better, more exciting, more fantastical, more abundant way to do it. And so visioning, that's part of it, is what must I embrace? What must I become? And what must I release? Release is in let go, but what must I release? Like, what can I become? And this is where we're at in this community right now. You know, like, it's been just over 6 months since Sherry and I started working so diligently with the board and with the community, the members that are coming into the community, all the new members that were celebrated today at the AGM. We are becoming something different. This community goes back over 100 years. You think that we're doing the same thing, talking about the same stuff, behaving in the same way, wearing the same clothes that people were over 100 years ago? No. Some of the same principles, yes. But people experience spirituality and connection and belonging in very different ways now than they did 100 years ago, than they did 10 years ago. So it's our job to keep moving along with the time, to keep moving along with the evolution of what's possible, rather than this is the way we've done it, so this is the way we're going to keep doing up to now. Which, I want to be clear, is not what is happening here. Okay? It's been a bit challenging for all of us, but we are all learning because we're all growing. But we're not all growing at the same time in the same way. So we got to be aware of that too, right? We got to meet each other where we are. Okay? All right, so that was the first thing. The second thing was this incredible breath journey with Alex King Harris. Kevin was there too. And this was, I can't remember how many of them I've done, but this was not the first one. And it was a journey that involved vocalizing and breathing and going back and forth in order to expand and to open up to this incredible, amazing, infinite field of just all of these incredible, juicy possibilities of who and what we can become. And so I had some amazing experiences, and in the middle of it we had a share, and it was really beautiful to hear what everyone was offering. And one of the things that really sort of struck me that was offered, and Alex was the one who actually offered it, was that part of the reason that he does this, that he offers this medicine, this healing to people, is because he needs it too. And when I stand here at the front of the room as the minister, as the speaker, as the teacher, the facilitator, whatever, the first thing I am doing is I'm on this journey for myself of healing, of growth, of expansion, of constantly opening myself up to the challenges, to being challenged, sometimes even though I'm doing so begrudgingly, but to be pulled and stretched out of my comfort zone again and again and again and again, because like our, theme for the year is, there is always more. And not just in 2024, but for sure in 2024, there is always more. Always more to know, always more to learn, always more to expand into, always more to be expanded by, always more to experience, always more to express, always more to become. That's who and what we are. And when we're at this incredible, amazing level of acceptance, when we can forgive others and ourselves super quickly, we get to keep opening up to those infinite possibilities that much more easily, that much more gracefully, that much more lovingly. Now, driving home was a bit of another story. Driving home, something had come up after the journey, and driving home, I spent the entire 45 minutes letting go. Letting go of anger, letting go of blame, letting go of shame, letting go of a bunch of stuff on the bottom of the screen there, at the bottom of that map of consciousness, because I knew that's not where I wanted to be. I knew that if I allowed myself to really get embroiled in and infused by the anger and the pettiness and the stuff that I thought was going on, some stories that maybe I was making up, just to make things worse, that I didn't want to feel that way. And so I got to decide. I got to decide what I was going to focus on and expand. And so even though it was work, and sometimes it was hard, it was my conscious choice to let go of all that negativity so I could open up to the possibilities of what could be, trusting and knowing that all parties involved had it in them to show up as love, to remember that each and every one of them is love at their core, including me. And that the more I modeled love, the more it was going to be reflected right back to me. So acceptance, forgiveness, and then that last word there, the process, transcendence, which takes us back to our theme of rising above, right? We are at choice all the time. We're choosing all the time. But a lot of times, we're not doing it consciously. We're just going by rote. We're living our life based on whatever it is that we thought, we did, we experienced, we chose yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before. So my question to you is, what do you want to experience right now? Do you want to experience more of the same? Or do you want to let that go and open up to something new and different? Open up to what's possible. David Hawkins writes, "The world is seen to be harmonious, and any alteration of that appearance is realized to be a projection onto it of our own conflicts." So whatever it is we have going on in here is going to be reflected right back to us from out here. Okay? On this level, there's the awareness that all negative feelings are our own problem, personal responsibility, and there is no longer looking outside of ourselves for the resolution. So I'm going to take it back to the quote that we had in meditation today, that not everybody heard because not everybody was here for meditation. It's a quote from Emma Smiley from her book, The Magnificent Assumption. And this is what she says: "I cannot tell you what God is. To define is to limit. Nothing is ever true only because someone said it or has written it. My dream is to wipe from the mind and heart of all people any God less than love, love that blesses, heals, and uplifts." Right here, right now, brand spanking new moment to heal, to expand, to connect, to consciously choose what our next moment is going to be like. Either we can stick with all of that stuff that we've been carrying and carrying and dragging along with us up into this moment, or we can let it go tune in to the truth, the reality, the incredible, amazing, infinite capacity of who and what we are, we can forgive and we can rise above whatever it is that's going on, whether it's in our own mind, in our own heart, or something happening in front of us. So my question to you is, what are you choosing to accept? And when you are choosing, are you doing so consciously? Because the reminder is, every single moment, you are an opportunity to choose. Choose for yourself, choose to accept, to forgive, and to transcend, or go spiraling back down into those lower vibrations. So which will you choose? Thank you, and so it is. Okay, well, you can come back because we still have a discussion time. So, for those who haven't been here before, we now move into a discussion portion of our time together, and we have a lot of people here. So, I'm going to say each side of the room, divide yourselves into groups of maybe four, maybe five. So just take your chairs, put them in little circles or something, and then we're going to have some discussion time on whatever it is that is coming up for you from the talk, from the meditation, theme, and I will date the meditation goal when it's time to come back. All right, everyone, thank you for such lively, engaging discussions. So, we are at the time in our time together where if you feel that you have been spiritually inspired, spiritually nourished, spiritually fed today, and you would like to make a contribution, there are some tithing envelopes in the silver bowl on the back table, or you can donate via e-transfer to info@victoriatruthcenter.org. And just please note that Victoria Truth Center is R-E, not E-R, okay? You had that one from last week. All right? However it is that you are offering of yourself today, I invite you to place your hand on your heart as we affirm the abundance affirmation together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By joyously contributing to my spiritual center, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. All right, and so I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze, whatever it is that feels comfortable. And still feeling the gratitude and appreciation of that gratitude and thankfulness. Knowing that the more we steep ourselves in gratitude, the more we rise above whatever it is that is unlike wholeness, that isn't in alignment with the truth of who and what we are, who this community is, the Victoria Truth Center. So as we continue moving into the coming hours, days, and week ahead, I know that whatever it is that is being offered here today blesses and multiplies and returns to us multiplied abundantly. So for all that is being given, for all that is being received, I simply say thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. All right, just a few announcements. I suspect people here are in the know. However, if you don't know, today from 1 to 3 p.m. is VTC's AGM, the 90th one. So if you are a member in good standing, if you are a brand spanking new member, then you are invited and encouraged to attend. There's a lunch being served right after this. Everyone, whether you're staying for the meeting or not, is welcome to stay for the lunch. Wednesday nights, Elevate, our weekly midweek pick-me-up, featuring the Elevate Trio live jazz from some super amazing jazz musicians. Wednesdays from 7 to 8:30 p.m. right here. And a new event that is starting on 4th Mondays, Music and Mantras, featuring Coralina Shanti, who is this divine and mystical maven of song and sound and music. Right here, she is going to be making up mantras with whatever it is that is going on in the room. We're all going to get to chant and heal through the power of our voice. Also happening Friday, April 26th, Radiate, version 7. And now, not so much a spiritual cabaret, but a spiritual salon. It's shifting, and if you guys haven't been in the last couple of months, we encourage you to attend because it's turning into something even more special than it was before. All right, if you are someone you know is in need of prayer, there is a tiny little box with a butterfly in front of the silver bowl there on the back table, along with some prayer requests. Please feel free to fill out a prayer request, fold it up, put it in the box, and the BTC prayer team will pray for you and or yours affirmatively every day. If you are not already, I invite you to sign up for the BTC newsletter. That is the best way to know what is going on in the community and when. And does anybody in the community have something that they would like to announce? Linda.
Hey, for those of you who have let go of paperwork in your life, like I have been doing for the last several weeks, and I now have a big box full, there is a shred-a-thon. There is a shred-a-thon on Saturday, April 27th, so you've still got time to gather your paperwork, let go, because you know confidential stuff has to be shredded. It is in fundraising for Broadmead's Nigel House, which is a house that is home to adults 19 to 55 who have disabilities. So it's from 9 to 1 or until the shredding thing is full. 4579 Chatterton Way. April 27th.
Okay, if someone wants more information, Linda, perhaps you can share that during lunch, okay? Because we don't have a lot of time during lunch today before the AGM.
Yeah.
All right, that looks like that is everything for community announcements. Let's all stand up and we're going to sing our closing song together. All right, and you're welcome to join along as we sing One Big Family by Gary Lynn Floyd.
Everybody Thank you, Bob.